So the problem is calculate the ripple voltage of a full wave rectifier with 130 microfarad capacitor connected to a load and current of 58 milliamps. This is one part. Second one, if peak voltage of rectified wave is 60 volt, calculate DC voltage, calculate ripple factor. So this problem is in page number 56 of the textbook. I have just changed the values just to make you solve. So here the given thing is the capacitance is given, it is 130 microfarad, and the current is given, that is IDC, which is 58 milliamps, and peak voltage of the rectified wave, that is Vm, is given. So we need to find the ripple voltage, and that is VRMS ripple voltage, because ripple voltage is related to, okay, I'll write it VRMS, or in general you can take it as VRMS. But you should remember that it is the RMS with respect to the ripple. And also we need to find the ripple factor, how much percentage it is, all those things. So for this we have the formula VRMS by VDC is equal to R, that is ripple factor, that is equal to 1 divided by 4 root 3 F into RL into C. So this implies we need to find VRMS is equal to VDC by 4 root 3 into F into RLC. So we don't know the VDC value. So what we can do, since we don't know VDC value, we can look into the problem that we are having VDC by RL in the formula. What does VDC by RL gives?
IDC.
IDC. So change that formula. 4 root 3 F into C. IDC we have. So substitute it. Yes. Let me know what is the answer. Anybody got the answer?
So 1.288.
1.288. Okay, how about others?
Same, sir.
Okay,
Same, sir.
okay. But here, calculate the ripple voltage of the full wave rectifier with 120 microfarad. They're asking. So for that, again, we need to do VR peak to peak is equal to 2 root 3 into VRMS. So this is the ripple factor formula we are having. So again, we need to multiply it with 2 root 3, then only we'll be getting ripple peak to peak or ripple voltage of the full wave rectifier. This should be used whenever they mention a capacitor. Whenever they are not going to mention capacitor, you can just stop it here and you can just tell this is the ripple value we are having. Okay, ripple voltage value we are having. But when they ask you with capacitor, you need to multiply with 2 root 3, then only we'll be getting the ripple peak to peak. This, when you multiply with this, what you'll get?
4.46.
4.46. Okay. After this, again, they're asking if peak voltage of the rectified wave is 60 volt, calculate the DC voltage. To calculate the DC voltage, we already have a formula. VDC is equal to Vm minus the V peak to peak by 2. This is the voltage, this is the formula we are having. That is V peak to peak in the sense VR peak to peak only. Whatever the peak to peak we talk in capacitor, that will be ripple peak to peak only. If we write it is just peak to peak also, that is understood it is ripple peak to peak, because for DC we don't have any peak to peak. Obviously this should be ripple peak to peak only. So ripple peak to peak we have got 4.46, and here this one we have got it as 60. So 60 minus 4.46 divided by 2. Yes.
57.77, sir.
Okay, 57.7. Okay. Now the next part is finding out the ripple factor. So once you are done with the other values, you can directly you can use 1 by 4 root 3 FCRL, or you can even use VRMS by VDC. Any formulas you can use. If you want to go with that also, you have capacitor value and I think a load resistance is not given, right? Load resistance is not given. So obviously you have to go with which formula? Which formula?
by
Yeah,
VDC.
VRMS by VDC. You have to go with this only. If they have given load resistance value, then you can use this directly. So what is the answer?
0.022.
2.23.
Hmm. So is it below the value of the uh, below the value of the ripple factor of the full wave rectifier, or more than that?
Below, sir.
So what is the value of full wave rectifier ripple factor?
So 48.6 it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's about this problem. So next one, two power supplies A and B are available in the market. So these are the kind of innovative questions which you will be getting, innovative or case study kind of questions you will be getting for your test. The power supply A has no load and full load voltage 30 volt and 20 volt respectively, whereas these values are (20 volt and 18 volt for power supply B. Which do you think is better power supply? So if this kind of question is asked, you need to find the percentage regulation. So by knowing the percentage regulation, you can find the value of, you can just judge which is better. So coming to power supply A, we are having V no load is equal to 30 volt and V full load is equal to 20 volt. So percentage voltage regulation, we have the formula V no load minus V full load divided by V full load into 100. Just substitute in this, and 30 minus 20 by 20 into 100. So you'll be getting 50%, right? Similarly for power supply B, V no load is equal to 20 volt, V full load is equal to 18 volt. The same way, by using the same formula, 20 minus 18 divided by 20, that is, you'll be getting 2 by 20, that is 0.1 into 100. So you'll be getting 10%. So now, which is the best one according to this calculation?
So 2 by 18.
Part B.
So, okay, 2 by 18, okay. Okay, 2 by 18. So how much you'll get?
11%.
11%, okay. Now, which is the best among these two and why? whether the percentage regulation should be more or less. Usually
Less, sir.
Less.
less, right? That means what does the regulation gives you? I mean, what is the meaning you'll get from regulation?
Variation in output.
Yeah, variation in the output voltage. So if it is telling 50%, that indicates that the variation is 50%. That much difference you will be getting. So it is not reliable. But in power supply B, it is 11%. So even though it is having 11% variation, but still when it is compared to power supply A, it is better. So we prefer power supply B because its regulation percentage is 11%, so it is better than A. So this is how we find the percentage regulation, and we choose the power supplies. Next, in a Zener regulator, input DC is 25 volt plus or minus 20%. The output requirement are 12 volt 12 volt 45 milliamps, assuming Iz max and Iz min as 110 milliamps and 11 milliamps respectively. Design Zener regulator. So design means what you need to do always. I have told it in the last class.
RS.
RS. So design means you have to find the resistance value. So the required output is 12 volt. So that is our output voltage, which is required 12 volt. And the Iz max and Iz min are given. Iz max is 110 milliamp. Iz min is 11 milliamps. So first, in order to start with the problem, so they are given that in a Zener regulator, input DC is 25 volt plus or minus 20%. That means this 20% is the fluctuating voltage which we are having. So we need to first find out what is that variation. Plus or minus means either it can add up plus 20% to 25, or it might subtract 20% of this voltage. So first we'll know what is 20% of 25 volt. So 20 into 25 by 100 is how much you'll get?
5.
5 volt. Okay. So what is the variation then? The variation is 20 to
5 to 30 volts.
30 volt. This is the variation. So this is the minimum input and this is the maximum input. So this is the two variable voltages we are having. And also from the given problem, so design the Zener regulator. Okay, so design the Zener regulator means, as I told, we need to find out the resistance value. Here you can see in the question, even the load value is also not given. So first find out the load resistance. That is easy to find. So what is the load? What is the formula for load resistance? Simple, output voltage by output current.
Total.
Output current is load current. So output voltage is the expected voltage. How much is expected? 12 volt is expected. So 12 volt divided by the expected current. 45 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Yeah. What will be the load resistance?
Two 266.66.
266.6. So if you have the copy of book with you now in the page number 75, this problem is there. Just I have changed the values. In the given, just change that. There is small mistake. Instead of IL, it is printed as IZ. Change that as IL. It's not IZ, it's IL. RL is equal to V naught by IL. IL, we got it. So after that, we have two formulas, RS max and RS min. So V I minimum minus V naught divided by IZ minimum plus IL. This is one. And for RS minimum, we are having Vi max minus V naught by IZ max plus IL. Yes, is anybody having any doubt? Someone has unmuted. Kavya, mute yourself. Okay, just substitute the value. Minimum value means 20. Output voltage 12 volt. IZ minimum and IL, we know IL is nothing but 45. IZ minimum is 11 milli and IL is 45 milli. Sorry, yes. Okay, just one question. In this case, what is the Zener diode breakdown voltage we'll be using, or what is the value of the breakdown voltage of the Zener diode you'll be using here?
12 volt.
12 volt. Okay, good. Since the requirement is 12 volt, so the breakdown, the Zener, which is a Zener diode, which is having a breakdown voltage of 12 volt, is used here. We have to choose a Zener diode which is having 12 volts as its breakdown voltage. Yes, what is RS max?
51.61 ohms.
51.61
61.
ohm. Okay. Second case,
321.42 ampere. Sorry, volt. Ohm.
How much?
321.42 ohms.
321.
Yes, sir.
116 ohms, sir.
116 ohm. Then what about RS max?
So that is 142.8.
142.8 volt.
142.8, because RS max should be always greater. And is this fine? 116?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So so the resistance which you need to choose should be in between 116 to 142.8 ohm. So the RS value is chosen between these two, means you have to take the average of these two. Take the average of these two and that will be your RS value. RS is equal to 116 plus 142.8 divided by 2. That is your RS value.
Sir, 129.47.
Yeah, 129.47 ohm. So this is the resistance value which we need to use. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Why did we find RL, sir?
Yes. RL is also resistance. No, we have to design, means you have to find resistance values. Whatever
Okay.
resistance is not given, we have to find all those resistance.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. In a full wave rectifier with a capacitor filter, load current from circuit operating with 230 volt 50 hertz supply is 22 milliamps. Estimate the value of capacitor required to keep ripple factor less than 1.2%, or make it just 2, let it be 2%. Ripple factor less than 2%. So here given So ripple factor should be 2% means it is 0.02. This is the ripple value which is expected. So less than means at least 2% is fine. And IDC is given as 22 milliamps and 230 volts is given. 230 volts means it is the supply voltage which we are having. So obviously it will be our RMS voltage, 230 volts. So for ripple factor, you are having 1 by 4 root 3 F into C into RL. Now we need to find out, we need to estimate the value of capacitor. To estimate the value of capacitor, we don't know what is RL. So we cannot directly substitute everything and find out, because here C is unknown, RL is unknown. So we need to compensate this one by using the other values, or we need to first find out RL value and then we need to continue. So let us first find out RL value. To find RL, we have VDC by IDC, but we don't know what is VDC. So that's why let us first find out VDC. So VDC is equal to 2 Vm by pi. And again, we don't know what is Vm also, because this is in terms of VRMS. What is the formula for VRMS voltage?
Vm by root 2.
Vm by root 2. So here you substitute it, 2 into root 2 into 230 by pi. So for this, I have substituted root 2 into VRMS. So this comes around 207.07. Now we will substitute it, divided by 22 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So what is the RL value?
Nine 941.
9.4.
941.68.
941.36 ohm. Okay. So we found RL. Now it is simple. Substitute here RL value, replace C to this. So we'll rewrite it again, no issue. C is equal to, we are just rearranging this formula, 1 divided by 4 root 3 F into R into RL. Yeah, substitute it.
Sir, 153.3 microfarads.
Okay, good. 153.3 microfarad. So this is the formula. This is the problem which we are having. Okay, next one. A 14 volt 350 milliwatt Zener diode is used for providing 14 volt stabilized supply to a variable load if input is 16 volt. Calculate value of series resistance. Second one, diode current when load RL is equal to 1 kilo ohm. So in the given case, so obviously 14 volt, they have only told 14 volt, so it is 14 volt. Zener voltage will be the 14 volt, and input is 16 volt, and 350 milliwatt Zener diode. So this is the power given out by the Zener diode, or power dissipated by the Zener diode. So it is PZ 350 milliwatt, and RL, it is 1 kilo ohm, so it is, we can write it as 1000 ohm. So first we need to find the value of series resistance, that is RS we need to find, and again later on we need to find IL when the resistance is 1 kilo ohm. So to find RS value, RS, we know that it is the resistance which is lying between the input supply and the output, and that which is going to have the current through it as IS. So RS is given by VI minus V0 divided by IS. So but from the question, we don't know what is IS. We know what is VI and we know what is V0, but we don't know what is IS. And from our theoretical understanding, we know that IS is equal to IZ plus IL. Again, from the problem, we don't know what is IZ, and also we don't know what is IL also. So we have to find it one by one. Then we need to find IS. So IL is equal to V0 by RL. So it is 14 by 1000. So obviously it is 14 milliamps. That is the IL value we are having. In order to find IZ, we are having the formula. We can use power formula. PZ is equal to VZ into IZ. So this implies IZ is equal to PZ by VZ. Yes, what is the value of IZ?
$25 milliampere.
What is the value of IZ?
25 milliampere.
25 milliampere. All of you got the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So now here it will be 25 milliamps plus 14 milliamps. So that gives 39 milliamps. That is the IS value. Yeah. On substituting here, what you'll get?
$51.28 ohm.
51.28 ohm. But one thing before in this problem, one understanding you should know. See here, IZ we have got it as 25 milliamps. If the IS value, if suppose if we are we are going to remove the load resistance suddenly, then the current because of this high current or the load resistance is removed, automatically what happens, the entire current will be flowing through the Zener diode. So in this case, if you are going to consider IS is equal to if you are going to consider IS is equal to 39 milliamps, then if load is removed, automatically where should that 39 milliamps should come, or where that 39 milliamps should flow?
Diode.
Diode only, right? If that much high current is going to flow through the Zener diode, it is going to damage the Zener diode. That's why here one step you should remember this kind of problem. You can just mark this problem. It's a very typical problem where there is a small twist here. Instead of taking IS is equal to 39 milliamps, you have to take IS is equal to IZ max. Okay, so IS should be greater than IZ max. So it is in this case it is going to damage it. So that's why you should take IS is equal to IZ max. Even after removing the load resistance, it should not damage. It should not, your IS should not go above IZ max, because even though we tell Zener diode is going to accept current and it is very flexible with variation in the current, but even that has a range IZ minimum to IZ max. Within that only it has to be lying. The current should be between these two ranges only. So this state should not come with respect to the Zener diode. If this occurs, the Zener diode is going to damage. When it will get damaged, when you are going to remove the load. When you are adding a load, it's fine, because they are going to Zener diode and load, they are going to have the current, and that will be balanced. But when alone Zener diode alone has to balance the current, during that time this 39 milliamps will be very high current, and it will be greater than the maximum Zener current. So in this case you should take, instead of taking for finding out RS, instead of taking IS is equal to 39 milliamps, you have to take IS is equal to 25 milliamps only. Okay. This important step you need to remember. Now tell me what will be the value of RS. What's the value of RS?
80 ohm.
80 ohm. RS is equal to 80 ohm. And last, diode current. So diode current means IZ. So Iz is equal to Is minus IL. So it is 25 minus IL. IL, how much we got? We got 14. So that is 11 milliamps. This is the Iz value. So that is about the problems, and this ends up the chapter. Rest of the problems you can solve yourself. A similar kind of problems we are having. So next, from the next class onwards, we'll start with op amps. That is very interesting chapter, as well as small chapter also. I'll just take the attendance and I'll leave.